And welcome everybody to the Special Education Curriculum Subcommittee meeting. Today is December 17th, 2024. It's 5:32 p.m. First thing on the agenda, I don't see any public comments for us to review. And second, we'll go over approval of minutes. Mary Ellen and Ashley, did you have a chance to look at the minutes? Oh, I can't hear either of you.
I didn't look at them very thoroughly. It's been quite a while since we last met.
Yeah, it has.
So could we push that to the next meeting?
Want to push it to the next one?
Mhm.
All right, so move that we move the minutes to the following special education meeting. Can I get a motion?
I motion that we move the minutes, approval of the minutes to our next SpEd meeting.
I can second that.
Moved by Mary Ellen, second by Ashley. Thank you. And then now that's all our business that we needed to carry. So I'm going to introduce Angela Rinaldi, who is going to be presenting for us tonight. So Angela, please take over, introduce yourself, and you can go from there. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Hi, everyone. How's everyone doing tonight? Angela Rinaldi, Assistive Technology Specialist for Norwalk Public Schools. And I'm my 30th year of special education. So I'm not going to tell you what I started when I was 10. Anyway, so we have some wonderful, wonderful tools that there's some new tools that I'm going to bring to the forefront tonight. I'm not repeating any that we went over last year. We've got some just spectacular tools. And then at one point tonight, I'm going to give you a link and you all can try it out as we're working. It's pretty cool. So I'm going to share my screen, and just if you can let me know that you see everything you're supposed to see on that screen. Let me just do that because I was practicing on Teams tonight and I'm like, okay. There we go. So you should see the Department of Specialized Learning PowerPoint.
Yeah, that's good. I see it.
Perfect. Okay, thank you. Okay, so today we're talking about and that's myself. As Department of Specialized Learning, what we try to do is to make sure that all of our students can and will learn. So tonight we're going to talk about equity and access to the curriculum and what we do as the Department of Specialized Learning to help students be able to do that, no matter what their abilities are. And as being in the classrooms and being a teacher for so many years, and also with assistive technology and utilizing different resources, I've noticed that we can actually provide all these tools right from the get-go, so that when the students are coming into the classroom, it's almost like we're leveling that playing field. So it's pretty cool. And when we do that with these tools, these different tools that I'm going to show you, we're then decreasing the need for differentiation. We're decreasing the need for modification because we're giving them access. It's pretty neat to see, and I'll show you as we go. Okay. Our vision is to build a more equitable and just world where each and every Norwalk student is prepared for all aspects of life, and to provide an excellent and equitable education so all students graduate future ready as civically responsible, globally engaged, and positive contributors to an ever-changing and diverse world. I love that word, future ready. And I know Ralph Valenzi says that all the time. And I just love that word because we are becoming future ready, Norwalk Public Schools. Okay, our goal is to create more independent learners through equity. I'm just gonna pass through this one. It is our role as educators to create an educational environment where every one of our students, regardless of their socioeconomic background, has an equal opportunity to succeed by providing access to the same resources, support, and learning opportunities, effectively removing barriers that might hinder their progress, essentially ensuring fairness in the learning process for all students. So providing that entry into the classroom and those wonderful tools to provide access to all. Okay, so this is like one of my favorite, and I know you probably have seen this. I love this because it's not about providing the same supports for students, but providing supports for students that pertain to specific students so that they're entering that same entry. So if you look at the first picture, and it says that it is assumed that everyone will benefit from the same supports. They are being treated equally. Well, that's good. However, if you look at that picture, the third person cannot see over that fence. The second person's there, and they use the same blocks for each student. So they're giving that equal, the same opportunity, but it might not work. The next one is individuals are given different supports to make it possible for them to have equal access to the game. They are being treated equitably. And so now what they did was they were given different supports that matched their needs. And on the third one, this is what I love the most. And this is what we're trying as a district to really improve in this area, is that all three can see the game without any supports or accommodations because the cause of the inequity was addressed. The systematic barrier has been removed. So now they all can see through this fence and there is no need for any supports. Okay. Tools and strategies that MPS provide to help student equity in the classroom. Okay, so I'm so excited to show all of you this because this is just my thing. I've been doing it for years, and every day that I go to work and I see a student able to access something, it is just tremendous. We have a couple programs here. I do Read and Write, which is is by Text Help. Now, last year we had Co-Writer and Snap and Read, which was by Don Johnston. Don Johnston merged with Text Help, which owned Read and Write, and they became one company. Now it's called Text Help. However, we had to adapt, and we now provide several students that need this support with Read and Write. Is it a universal design tool? It could be. There is access to text-to-speech and voice-to-text via Google Docs, but this one is specific. The other one is SnapType Pro, an amazing app that I can't even tell you. When students are they're able to access every bit of the curriculum. If they have a need for difficulty, maybe dysgraphia or difficulty in reading or difficulty getting their words out on paper, SnapType Pro is an amazing, amazing app, and I'll show you how that works. And then we have Alex. Alex is an artificially intelligent tool that I've been using since 2005. And I've taken it to every district I ever worked in, and Norwalk has embraced it tremendously. When given the right prescription for usage and consistency, a student can bridge the gap completely with Alex. And we'll go over that. The next program we're going to go over is Clairfluency. That is a magical program that we've been using for many years, even before I came to the district. And that is a phenomenal tool that pinpoints the student's grade equivalent and then prescribes an actual plan of action. And it's all done through artificial intelligence. And then I'm going to show you a really creative tool and why I love this tool called DALL-E, DALLE/2. Okay. So Read and Write by Text Help helps students understand and express themselves. It is a literacy support tool that offers help with everyday tasks like reading text out loud, understanding unfamiliar words, researching assignments, and proofing written work. This is an extension that can be pulled up at any time. So it's in our extension bar, but it doesn't have to be used, only when the student needs it. And so far, we have several licenses, and I would say 90% of the students that were given that license are accessing the curriculum now because of it. It's amazing. Okay, so now you have this you have this PowerPoint. So the first two are really just what the toolbar looks like. This one down here is an interactive toolbar, and I'll show you how that works. Can you see all this? That change? Okay, good. It's going to take me a minute to make it bigger. Okay. So this is an interactive toolbar, and this is what read and write looks like. The student can put it on the side of the computer or up on top. If it's up on top, it's stretched out. It's not two levels. So it looks like this. If a student wants to utilize voice to text, they'll simply click on this icon, talk and type, and if you click on that, it tells you exactly what it does. Opens voice typing in Google Docs, can be used in any place you can type. And this feature try this feature for dictation on a Chromebook or what have you. Try to get back to that. Now, and I have to tell you, this is I would say 99% accurate. You don't have to talk like you're a newscaster. You can talk regular, just like you're talking, and it picks it up. And it also will capitalize all of the words that need to be capitalized already. The next one, after the student talks into their document, it could be a graphic organizer, it can be a form. They then could listen to it with their text to speech to see if it sounds right. They then can go over to check it, which is over here. And this is all interactive, so you guys can click on these. And this will check to see, I'll show you what it does, for spelling, grammar, and homophone errors. Okay. Gotta slide back out. Now, also, this right here is a dictionary and a picture dictionary. They can click on a word and it will bring up the definition and also a picture to go with the definition. Let's pull that one up. Okay. It's amazing. Now, these right here, this is also a screen mask. So when, you know how we put a paper over when we're reading a book, this is just like that. You click on it and a mask comes over the Google Doc, and they can just read one line at a time or however they want to do it. There's also a translator, translates into 180 languages. And then over here, you see highlighters. This is phenomenal because if a student is working on a document or a research paper or what have you, even a study packet, they can highlight the different things they want to highlight that are important, or even highlight things that they don't know. Then they go over to here, they click on this, and they can take all the highlights, whether it just be highlighted in yellow, they can even break it down to that. All the highlights go onto one PDF document, and then they can start studying off of there. It's pretty amazing. So that's what this is. And then you have voice notes. So you can click on this and also take notes. And then this is just practice reading. Okay. And there's more options. So this is a program that, again, are we back? Can you guys see this one? Okay. So this is an excellent support tool to access the curriculum. It doesn't modify anything. It doesn't take anything and decrease anything. It allows the student to go in and whatever their peers are utilizing in the classroom, this is the tool. And the students have access to it all over the district. Okay. The next one is the ALEX program. And ALEX, again, I've been using this since 2005. I have to tell you, I think I probably should work for this company because I probably sell the tons of people to this because it is just phenomenal. I have seen I first started working with it in Springfield, Massachusetts. I worked at a middle school. We had kids that were 2 years below grade level. We had students come in every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday and work on this program. And literally in 6 months, they went up at least a year or so. And what we utilize this program all over the district. We have students and this is a program that is utilized all over the world. They use it at University of North Carolina, many universities as curriculum. So we actually use it in Norwalk as mainly an intervention program. So if a student is working at, say, a year below grade level or 2 years below grade level, this program will it will provide the student with a customized program. And I'm going to play this little video for you so you can see what it does. Okay, so it looks like this. After they take the test, they take a knowledge check, they get this pie. So I'm going to show you how this works. And please let me know to make sure that you hear it. I have to get.
It's very quiet.
Yeah, a little loud. How about now? Okay.
Still the same.
Too loud?
No, can't hear it.
Oh,
I can read it.
let me share my screen one more time. Okay.
Angela, when you do share it again, you have to turn
Yes, I'm
on
gonna-
sound, you want sound support.
Yes, and I thought I did that but maybe not. So let's see. So I'm going to share, and then I clicked on the 2, and here we go. And that should work. All right.
This is Alex,
Okay.
an artificially intelligent, web-based learning
Better.
and assessment system. To
Yes.
understand what makes Alex the most effective learning system ever created, let's
It-
look at
it's
the
better,
speed
but it's
of
still
how it
soft.
works. Science
let me turn it
developed
up.
over decades of research at top universities. Let's take a look at Sam, a 9th grader who is struggling with Algebra 1. The first thing Alex needs to do is determine Sam's knowledge state. Sam's knowledge state
That's
is
good.
everything he already knows in Algebra 1. To get a basic understanding of what goes into computing a knowledge state, let's pretend that instead of consisting of several hundreds of topics, Algebra 1 only consisted of 5 topics. But even with only 5 topics, there are 32 possible knowledge states, or combinations of these topics. Now, some of these states are so impractical that in reality, there are actually only 13 feasible knowledge states that a student could fall into. All the feasible knowledge states are organized into a learning space, a mathematical structure specifying the relationships among the knowledge states and showing which topics a student is ready to work on. To move from one knowledge state to another within the learning space, a student must learn a new topic or forget a previously learned one. So our example involved only 5 topics, but if we look at the full Algebra 1 course consisting of hundreds of topics, there are over 1 trillion feasible knowledge states that a student could fall into. Alex can accurately and efficiently assess where each student is among these trillions of knowledge states and know their exact position at all times. This is no simple task, and it's a task that hasn't been achieved by any other program. All of this works because mathematical cognitive scientists and software engineers at Alex have spent years gathering data from millions of actual students using the program. This data allows Alex to construct all the feasible knowledge states and how they're structured together into a learning space, leading to personalized pathways to course mastery for every student, no matter where they start. It all begins with a brief individualized assessment. Using learning space theory, Alex intelligently chooses each question based on the student's responses to all previous questions to determine what the student has mastered, not mastered, and exactly what topics he is ready to learn. The student sees their knowledge state as a multicolored pie chart, which lets them know what topics are available to explore. Everything happens step by step, one topic at a time, as Alex continually updates Sam's knowledge state and ready-to-learn possibilities. Alex constantly watches Sam and records his successes and failures, and this information is used to guide Sam along one of his optimal learning paths through the trillions of knowledge states in the learning space. Only Alex has that power. Because of this constant evaluation, Alex only presents topics that the student is actually ready to learn. Alex challenges the student without frustrating or boring him, resulting in tremendous learning momentum and increasing confidence. Alex will periodically assess Sam to make sure that he is retaining the material he learns. Research shows that periodic assessments not only ensure retention, but actually increase it. A cycle of individualized assessment and adaptive learning continues throughout the course to ensure that Sam has truly mastered and retained the concepts presented. At the conclusion of the ALEX course, Sam will have a deeper understanding of the material and dramatically improved mastery over the course topics. ALEX has already helped millions of students succeed in math, chemistry, and accounting at thousands of schools, colleges, and universities. For more information or for a free trial, sign up at alex.com or call your ALEX representative.
Okay. So it is an amazing, go back to this, amazing program that has helped so many kids. I've seen it. I've seen the success. And you know, now we're seeing a lot of decrease in math skills. So this is a program that is 100%. I've never seen it not work unless it wasn't utilized consistently. And the cool part of it is it watches a student so, like, it's so clear on what the student is learning, what they're struggling with, that it will tell the teacher that if the student needs an explanation on something and they're still not learning it, it sends a red flag to the teacher to jump in and say, hey, let me help out this student. There's something that's just not working here. So it's just a phenomenal program. And I can't say, and then there's also a component to this program that utilizes quick tables, fluency. So even if a student is just having difficulty with math fluency, this program will do it all. And it takes into account several things: how quickly a person types, how quickly they can, you know, manipulate the keyboard, and then when they're doing the fluency tables, it doesn't penalize them for their difficulty in accessing the keyboard. It's phenomenal. Okay. The next one, and then we have two last ones that are just out of this world phenomenal. So Clear Fluency is a powerful, personalized online reading tool using patented voice recognition technology. Clear Fluency listens to students read aloud and provides immediate feedback in a 3-step reading and fluency lesson, and then see how the tool works. Now, with this program, what we do is we can go in and we do this reading progress indicator. The result of the reading progress indicator comes out with a grade equivalent, exactly where the student is for reading. Now, based on that reading progress indicator, we decide whether the student needs Clear Fluency, which is more focused on reading fluency, or Fast Forward, which has more to do with comprehension, phonemic awareness, blends, just all the basic fundamentals of reading. And then they could do both. So it depends. We prescribe to that specific student exactly where they are at that point. Now, Clear Fluency, the great part about this program is after the student, and I'm not going to play that video because I want to show you the other stuff at the end, but after the student takes the reading progress indicator, they're given their own library of books. So the student comes in, signs in, and says, I'm going to read this book today. The book first, the artificial intelligence voice on the other end will read the book to the student, then go over vocabulary. The student interacts with the AI person. Then after they learn the vocabulary, they're exposed to the vocabulary, they have to read the book. So they'll read the book. As they're reading, the AI coach on the other end will correct their errors. So if they're not reading a word correctly, they'll correct them, and they won't let them go until they correct themselves. So, and you know that many times when a student's reading, and we as teachers might say, oh, you know, give them a hint or correct them, they'll just pass through it, right? And go to the next word. This does not let them. They say, wait, we're staying right here until you read that word. Now, after so it's actually kind of like they're challenging their own self, because they'll have to read the book, they'll get a certain score. We know where the goal is, and then they read the book again, and then there's a certain score. Now, after the second time they read it, the Clear Fluency pushes out words that they're having difficulty with and makes the student go over the words orally. Then they have to read it again for the third time. And so as they're doing this, they're trying to improve their scores as they're going. After the third time they read, now this is all happens in usually 30 minutes. They are not allowed to work longer than 30 minutes on this program. Clear Fluency will say, okay, we're going to stop now. You've done 30 minutes. You've been working very hard. We're stopping right now. After the third time that they read the book, they're given comprehension questions. And these comprehension questions are with text to speech. So the student is getting that text to speech support, and they're getting they're actually getting an artificial intelligent person on the other side that's working with them. It's just amazing. But I have to tell you, I used this program this year with several students, 2 in particular, that I made sure that they did 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week, went up a year and 7 months in 2 months. 2 months. But that was the other, me or another teacher, anybody, as long as you keep them on that 30 minutes, 5 days a week, and you're consistently doing it the right way, it's magical. It's actually magical. I mean, these kids, I have pictures of these kids going, yeah, you know. So
what age were you working with that you had that program?
I was working with middle school.
Good
They
enough.
scored in at it, I believe at the beginning, maybe a 2.6 grade level, went up a year and 7 months. Phenomenal.
We've had a lot of success with it at the high school too. So
yes. Oh, yes. Dr. Moore uses it in the literacy academy and in her literacy programs. And also I think the other classrooms are using it too. Oh, actually, P-Tech is using it tremendously. So that's, yeah, it's just a great, and the thing is that the student gets to choose the book. So it's, you know, they're even motivated right there to choose something that they like. Okay. I'm not going to show you. Okay. This one is, I have to play the video for here. I wanted to do it on my iPad, but for some reason, now if I had known, I thought we were using Teams, but if I realized that it was Zoom, I could have actually shared my screen, but this is the app. Now, they say it's available on Chrome. And it is. I have not perfected that one yet because it's just, there's a little glitchy, but this app has saved so many students, as far as students with dysgraphia, students that have difficulty with their, just in handwriting, difficulty getting their ideas on paper, text to speech, comprehension. So what this program does, I'm actually gonna play it because you're gonna just be floored by it. So here we go. I have to give it a second so I can make it.
Stop researching with ChatGPT. Its information is not reliable, and you can't use it in your paper without proper sources.
That goes, hopefully. Let me escape out of that. I have to like give it a second before I go and make it larger. So let's see.
If you have students who struggle with completing worksheets, SnapType Pro 2 for iOS may be a great way to provide alternative access to worksheets. Let me show you how it works. Once you have SnapType Pro 2 open, you can bring in a worksheet by taking a picture or by going to Google Drive and bringing in a worksheet.
I'm just going to
Once you
stop
have your
it for 1
worksheet,
second because
the student opens it up.
I clicked on it too quickly. So let's try it again. It's worth it.
If you have students who struggle with completing worksheets, SnapType Pro 2 for iOS may be a great way to provide alternative access to worksheets. Let me show you how it works. Once you have SnapType Pro 2 open, you can bring in a worksheet by taking a picture or by going to Google Drive and bringing in a worksheet. Once you have your worksheet, the student opens it up And if they struggle with reading the worksheet, they can use the new text-to-speech feature, where when they touch on text, it reads it to them.
Name. Mature selected. Assign scattered.
If they don't need the text-to-speech option, they can then begin their worksheet by touching anywhere on the worksheet and adding a text box where they add their answer. These text boxes can be made larger or smaller depending on the student's needs. They can also move the text box around. If you find that a student struggles with using the on-screen keyboard that is standard with iOS, you can download other types of keyboards in the App Store and try them with your students. Once the student has completed their worksheet, they use the arrow in the top right corner to send it to their teacher via email or to send it to a printer. If you're a Washington State educator, you can check out an iPad with SnapType Pro 2 and try it with your students.
Okay, so amazing. This is the app. Now the cool part about this app is that you can make folders for your different classes. You can pull up documents from your Google Drive, take a picture of documents, go and pull up documents from your Google Classroom, however you want to do it. You can then, you assign it a name, you place it in your folder or start typing on it and send it right to the teacher. You also get a copy in your Google Docs. So this allows a student that has difficulty with any type of area, reading, writing, getting ideas on paper, organization. Maybe they have difficulty with too many papers. Maybe they need everything electronic. This allows a student to take anything that's physical, any type of paper, worksheet, PDF, anything, and turn it into an interactive document, and then be able to send it back, and then still be able to go find it whenever they need it, and click on a button and listen to it. And I have to tell you, the first time I started using this was a couple years ago. It was $6.99. It is now over $300. That means it's a good one. And it was designed by an occupational therapist. She's doing pretty good right now. Okay, so now I have to show you this. This is, and I urge you guys, I'm going to see if I could put this link. Well, you have the link, right? Oops, I got to go back. Okay. Do you have access to this link? Because I urge you, if you do, try this. It is the craziest thing. It is, and I'm going to tell you why this is so great. I'm going to click on this. Hopefully we'll get here. Do you see this screen, OpenAI? Okay, so watch this. Okay, so I'm a teacher and I'm giving my students a project where they need to write an essay about, say, their favorite animals or an endangered animal or something. And they write this essay, and now they can take their essay and they can bring it to life. So I'm going to tell OpenAI, and after I show you this, I'm going to give you guys an example of a student that has used this, that it opened up all worlds for him, and I'm going to show you what he designed. So I'm going to tell, over there in the left-hand corner is a little box, and I'm going to tell this box what I want them to write. So I'm going to do this. Draw for me a white golden retriever with let me make sure I'm spelling everything. A pink nose and black spots. He is running on the beach. All right, let's see what happens. I'm gonna hit create. Now it's creating. Can you imagine this?
Wow.
All
Amazing.
isn't that crazy? All I did, now this is what, now here's what I love about this, that it allows kids to be creative. It allows them to take their writing and just bring it to life. And I mean, let's look at the other picture. So you can tell it to give you more than one, and then you can change it. You can go in and change it. You can publish it, but this is just the most amazing thing. It looks like my dog, actually. But I was doing this with Dr. Moore. I forgot, it was like the day before Thanksgiving. And I said, you have to see this. You have to see this. And we went online and I said, I want a purple horse with green hair and red eyes running on the beach, and it's snowing out. And I said, you have to see this. And it just, boom, came out. But it just allows kids to be creative. And again, this is what we want. We want students to be engaged. We want them to have these tools. We want them to be future ready. And Norwalk, one thing I love about this district is that we do whatever it takes. We provide kids with the opportunity to be creative. So this is amazing. All right, now I need to show you this, why I became so intrigued by this program. So are we back? We're back to the PowerPoint. Okay. Okay. So this is a student that was given an assignment. Now, this student cannot use his hands. He has a disability that he cannot use his hands. He can talk. He is very bright. He is intuitive. He's just loves to learn, but he can't use his hands. Now, I work with a student, and he was given this project. This is not, I'm not going to say where or whatever, but he was given this project, and the project was to make a self-portrait and write a biography about himself. Okay. Now, because of artificial intelligence and because of the ability to have access to these programs, the one on the left, he couldn't do this. This was, the teacher drew the picture, the face, and he was given pieces of paper to glue onto that. That was all he was asked to do. Okay. He couldn't even hold the paper and couldn't glue those pieces down. And it was so frustrating. So he and I worked together, and I said, this is a great tool, His parents are phenomenal. The parents opened up all the doors to these programs. He was able to write about himself, a huge paragraph through voice to text. And then he described him. He actually uploaded a picture of himself into OpenAI and then wanted to make some changes to it. And this on the right is what he got. And that's how he sees himself. And because of this program, he ended up having a gallery and opened up a gallery and all the work that he did. Now, this is a child that does not have access with his hands, but because of the artificial intelligence and the future ready programs, he was able to just be like everybody else. So
Pretty dramatic.
Isn't it? And I wish I could show you the audio, the biography, but I can't. But and it was, and he was so proud of himself, and just the sky was the limit after that. So, and that was with the same program I just showed you. You can actually bring up pictures and enhance them, or you can design your own through your own description of, yeah. And that is it. Does anyone have any questions?
Angela, I'm wondering how available these are for kids that are not in special learning situations, ones that might be in SRBI or just a general class, just to get focused. How accessible are these wonderful programs?
So Norwalk Public Schools, we are opening the doors to access to all these programs to everyone. And really what I love about our district is that we are putting in the hands of the teachers to monitor these programs, to teach the actual benefits of these programs. And so right now they have access, everyone has access.
Yeah, universal design is a big piece of this for us, and just
Yeah.
having our general education staff and our special education staff realize that so many of these tools can be used across a wide variety of abilities. And so therefore, as important as it is for giving access for our students within who have IEPs, we're also providing this access for everyone, because now it's inclusive. And everybody's able to create the art and do the creative things. I mean, Angela, this was amazing. Thank you so much. But no, it's true. It really is. It's accessible for everyone, which is just such a big part of this.
It is. And I have to tell you, it's just the sky's the limit. These are not going anywhere. And I know of myself, I have many friends that are teachers throughout the state that come to me and say, Ange, we're using this, we're using that. And I say, oh, well, you got to try this one. I'm giving you some homework tonight. Try this one. And I could be on this for hours. But the thing is that kids are so intrigued by it. They're now have these tools that can allow them to create and make whatever they want to make. And we all have it. And I'm really proud, to work in such a district that provides the access to these children, to all children. So that's it. Thank you so much.
Do we, these programs, do they go across the board from pre-K through 12 for all of them?
Yes. Yeah. As whatever teachers, what we're doing in the district is teachers are allowed to utilize the programs on their their discrepancy, and monitoring them, using them to make sure, that they're being utilized appropriately. But the thing is, there's so many benefits that outplay any kind of anything that's, not beneficial, because I mean, this is just one thing. You can sit there and say, you could go on one of the AI tools and say, I want to write a country music. I want to write some lyrics for a country music song. And this is the subject. Boom, you hit a button. You have to fill in the basics, but now you have a country music song. It's just amazing.
So this makes me wonder how you've arranged the professional development for the teachers, because I love your enthusiasm, but it just seems like, oh my gosh, there's so many things to do. What, as a really responsible teacher, would you prioritize? Okay, so I'm working with kids that are struggling. I'm working with kids that are gifted. If it goes to college, as you've presented to us, college kids are using this to get better at stuff, then it really is universal. I think that word is universal. And
yep.
Just so, how are you getting it to the teachers besides just, hey, you could play with it?
Yeah. So I know that we have, I can't get into as far as what everyone in the district is doing. I know for myself, working in the Department of Specialized Learning, I'm providing to the special education teachers some of these important tools. But I also know that our gen ed programs are utilizing the tech coaches that are in the buildings.
Okay.
And the tech coaches have been certified and gone through courses of artificial intelligence. And I think happened about a year ago. So they're all, this is something that we're all diving into.
Right.
For me, it's more of access and more motivation, and providing another avenue for for students to, and all students. I mean, I'm a teacher for all students, you know. So we're bringing everybody into the forefront together, and that's really the main thing.
Terrific.
Any questions, Ashley?
No, thank you. Sorry, my daughter wanted to sit here and listen. No, it's really,
computer.
she made her own little computer here,
There you go. Oh.
sitting here on her paper computer, typing next to me.
And I'm also on a meeting.
Okay. No, it's really interesting. Like the OpenAI with art and everything. I really appreciate seeing how it's offering opportunities for students who might not otherwise be able to do it. Because I know from talking to like folks in the art world, there are some concerns with like where OpenAI is getting some of their stuff from. So I'm glad to hear like how it can be used in such a positive way. Cause I feel like with the art stuff, I do have some hesitations about it, but I love this.
Right. And I there's so many, but you know, in our district and many districts all over the world, we're not leaving the, you know, the art world. I think this is just another aspect and just another way for kids that can't access. I mean, even like utilizing when we first started doing graphics, when graphics came out, and being able to utilize iPads and computers to do Adobe Photoshop and things like that. So it's just another avenue to be able to express yourself. And I don't think, and I still see teachers, art teachers doing that hands-on. I completely understand what you're saying, but I think we're becoming this world of just the sky's the limit.
Yeah.
And it's only going to get bigger. It's a little scary. It is.
It's interesting. Yeah, I was recently speaking with somebody who is like a professional artist, and she was like, yeah, like, you know, but worried about how folks' work is being used within it. But
right.
It has such great benefits, and it's making things so much more accessible. So
that one was really big. That was just for me, you know, I'm just amazed by that student, and you know, and it opened up so many worlds for him that, you know, when you can't do something and then all of a sudden your voice, when you don't have your hands, what do you have? What's next? Your voice. And that's just amazing in itself. So thank you.
It is amazing. Really amazing work.
Thank you.
So check out that link. I know you won't come off of it after a couple hours. I bet your daughter will like that, Ashley.
She would. That's right. I was listening to the clear fluency and I was like,
Oh yeah. Listen, I have to tell you, I was in Florida for a couple of years. I've been working in the district for, well, I'd say almost 10. Before that, you know, working in Springfield, Mass. And I have to tell you, Norwalk Public Schools has the best of the best, and we utilize them, and kids are doing very well with them, and that's why I'm here. So
Angela, just one kind of specific question on fluency, for example. Does it actually start for kindergarten? I mean, how early can that program work for a beginning reader?
Yep. So it can start right from kindergarten. They go in and take that reading progress indicator. They'll go to they take into account, like when you actually assign the student into the program, you're putting in their grade. So when they go in to take the reading progress indicator, their entry is different from an entry of a second grader or third grader. So the reading progress indicator is at that grade level. And then they go from there. If they don't score a certain number or certain grade or what have you, then they're given options to work in fast forward, which is more just learning sounds. It starts off with just learning sounds, and it might just be clicking on sounds that are just not even like letter sounds, but just sounds to get them to improve in attention. And then once they are grabbing that attention and they're artificial intelligent as well, then they start moving into the sounds and start moving into other avenues. Fast forward and clear fluency are very different. They work under the same umbrella, but fast forward really has to do with more of the fundamentals of reading. And then clear fluency brings you into more of the comprehension, oral reading fluency and that and such. So they're just amazing. I can't say enough about these programs right here that we have. Although I am looking into something new, but hopefully it's called Helping Bird. So that's a program that I'm going to research and bring to the table with our specialized learning and see if that's something that's actually more beneficial than the read and write. So it's right now it's looking pretty good.
Angela, my last question, because we could go on forever, but
Yeah.
Recently there was a show, it might have been 60 Minutes, about the Khan Academy guy using AI. Do we have Khan Academy?
Yes. Yeah, we do. And actually, there's an artificial intelligence piece to Khan Academy, Kanamogo, or it is a tutor. So it's phenomenal. And we actually have used that. But this program, when a student's utilizing it, they'll go in there and a student will say, I need to work on adding fractions with the same denominator. And then all of a sudden, a tutor pops up and actually works with the student. What do you think the first thing you would do? So they're not telling the student the answer. They're actually working with the student like a tutor. It's amazing. It's amazing. That is a great program. But that one, he's got to keep stepping it up because there's things out there that are starting to pass him. So that's it. But that's a good question. Yeah. So.
Thank you for all of this. It's really cool and
Yeah.
it's clear how passionate you are about it. It's really neat to see how we're making everything accessible for all of our students.
Thank you. I think we're in a really good road to success for a lot of our students, and the sky's the limit. I haven't worked a ton in the high schools with all of this, but I can imagine what I know. There's a couple of teachers at P-Tech that are flying with AI, and I'd love to just sit in that classroom and see, really what they're doing too. And a lot of these, the one with the art one, the OpenAI, the DALL-E, that one, that you could even use that as a reward, like a motivational piece. Like, all right, now we're going to take it, bring it to life. We're going to put all your pictures up on the board. I mean, it's just sky's the limit. So,
hate to mention this, but it's 6:25.
Okay.
Thanks, Angela. Thank you so much for presenting. It's been fascinating.
Thank you so much.
Agree.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Appreciate you. Okay, thank you. Thanks again. If anyone has any questions, just give me a holler.
Okay, thank you.
Can I get a motion to adjourn? Can I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Thanks, Jasmine. Second, Ashley. All right, I'll see you guys at the next meeting.
See you at 7. Yes.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Terrific.
Thanks, Ange.